Hey guys, finally. Sorry, there was something wrong with my setup and this stupid mic that was not working. But finally, I fixed it. Okay, so glad to have you guys here. Sorry for the delay. There was just a small delay, but sorry for that. But I think now everything's smooth, everything's okay. And it is good for us to begin. And today's episode, what we're going to do is, I think last time we did the Zomato IPO review. I hope you guys liked the review. I hope you guys liked the Zomato IPO review because I know a lot of people actually, I know it was like a long video, it was a 1 hour video, but I know a lot of people liked it. So if you liked it, I'm glad. And then I also said, a lot of people actually asked me after that saying that, Shashank, how do you read this document? The document of Zomato was 436 pages. How do you go through them quickly? How do you understand that in a very short period of time? Etc. 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 A lot of questions. But don't worry, today I'm going to fix each and everything that you guys want. And I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my browser cam. Hate doing this at home without Martin. It's so difficult. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure you know where to get the DRHP. Let me just download it and open it up here itself if possible. Okay. I hope you can see my screen now. This is the Zomato IPO draft red herring prospectus. Okay, draft red herring prospectus. Now I'm also, if it's not zoomed in, please let me know. I'm going to try zooming in a little bit for you guys so that you can see. Let me try zooming it a bit, but if it's fine for you guys, let me know, or else I'll zoom in slightly more just so that you can see what is happening on this app. I'm like 200% zoomed in right now. Okay, before I begin, one sec. Just tell me if the zoom in is fine before I start, or else it's going to be a complete waste for me to go through the entire thing without the zoom. Okay, it's at 200%. Okay, I'm getting it's fine from the people. Then I think I am good to go. Okay, now let us understand how to read a 419 page Zomato DRHP document. Now DRHP, let's understand what DRHP is. It's just a draft. So a lot of information in this draft will not be available. That will be available in something known as the red herring prospectus, which is written here, the red herring prospectus. It won't be available on the draft red herring. So we will move into that. When the RHP comes, we will look at that also. But for now, let's look at the DRHP and how to read through it very quickly. Now, first thing that you need to do is to go to the table of contents. Okay. Now, this is the table of contents. Let me go through what it basically means with different sections. The first section is general. Second section is risk factors. Third section is introduction. Fourth section is about our company. And the fifth section is financial information. Sixth is legal and other information. Seventh is offer information. Eighth is description of equity shares and terms of AOA, which is articles of association. 9 is just other information, and that's it. Then there is annexure where they have a lot of different. Now there are 9 sections to this, right? 8, 7, 8, 9. 9 sections. Now I'll tell you what you need to look at in each section, and there are some sections you don't even need to look at, right? So let's look at this from a very quick standpoint. First thing that you need to do is the general section. You know, as soon as you open a DRHP, I want to know what is this offer happening. What is happening in the DRHP? What is the offer? What is the size of the offer? Who's selling? Is there any OFS? Lot of different questions, but I want to know basically ki kya ho raha hai, boss. So for that, just go to this section and just click on general. Automatically, it'll push you down to the page number 4, which is general. Now in general, I'll tell you what to look at. Okay, but always come to general first, and all these terms and descriptions you do not need to look at. So you can quickly go through it. If you really want to look at, you can, but I will tell you where to actually start looking. All these terms and agreements, it's not required. So you can keep scrolling down until this gets over. This company obviously has a lot of terms because they have so many funding rounds, but I'll tell you where the meat of information comes under general. Okay, again, all this is not important. We keep going down. This is not important. See, so much waste, right? All this is not required to be read. Nothing needs to be read. Not all this is like information, but not that important. We directly come to summary of offer document. This is what is important. Summary of offer document. Staying with me? Okay. Directly, we have skipped almost 20-25 pages of the DRHP because it's not that important. You want to read, you can read, but I want to quickly know what is happening in the Zomato IPO DRHP. So straight away, you come to something known as summary of offer document, which basically says what is happening in the offer. It's a quick summary. So here it talks about summary of our primary business. Okay, what is the exact thing that this company is into? So Zomato we know, but if you're taking some new DRHP, you have no idea what that company is doing. It's better to figure out from this way. So customers use they're basically a technology platform. So they're calling themselves a tech platform, which is connecting customers, restaurant partners, and delivery partners, serving their multiple needs. So this basically talks about the entire business of Zomato, a quick business of Zomato, not the entire thing, a quick business. Summary of industry in quick standpoint. Now look at this. This is the main thing. Who are the promoters? Okay, the promoter, the company is professionally managed company and does not have any identifiable promoter in terms of SEBI ICDR, means because the promoter holding is so less that there's no one single big promoter. So that is what that means. But look at this. Offer size is what is the most important. This section is very important. And not only this section, even the stuff below it in small fine print is also important for you to read. Once you come to offer size, it basically says offer of equity shares up to, we don't know, right? This is because it's a draft. All the things that are in this block, right? All the things that are in this black box will all be filled when RHP comes. But for now, they're just saying that they are going to offer some amount of equity shares. We don't know. That depends on the valuation. But the total amount is going to be 82,500 million. Million is nothing but, if it's confusing to understand what million is or how million works, just remove the last zero. Don't look at the last zero, and that means it's crores. Okay, if you hide the last zero, then it becomes 8250 crores. Okay, million is just a way to, they could have just said 8250 crores, but million little sounds cool also. Out of that, so out of 8250 crores, okay, only looking at these four, fresh issue, which is the new issue, you can see directly here is 7,500 crores, and OFS, which is offered for sale, okay, which is under note 3, is at 750 crores. So this is the OFS that is being done by Info Edge. Now there was another talk in the last document, which, when I did the last previous IPO, they said that Info Edge is only selling 750% of stake, which is not equal to their entire stake. I agree, that is correct, that I should have seen it properly, but I'll tell you how it looks from the document perspective. I'll tell you how it looks. You guys understand what OFS is, correct? OFS basically means offer for sale, where an existing investor would sell his stake and walk away. Now, if you look at the fine print that is here, there are sometimes that are important information in the fine print as well. That is something that you need to read. Now you come to something known as objects of the offer. Object of the offer basically means I'm raising money, okay? What do I do with this money? What is the reason why I'm raising this money? So it's clearly written here, funding organic and inorganic growth initiatives. We're going to use 5,625 crores, and the remaining crores goes into general corporate purpose. That's it. Finished. Simple. So they're using it for two things. Now, who is the offer for sale? Okay, who is the offer for sale? Now, pre-offer shareholding of selling shareholder, before the offer is there, Info Edge has 18.55% and approximately, maybe I think about 124 crores, if I'm not wrong, number of shares that they have. Now, here there is a quick summary of their entire financials also. You look at the equity share capital, okay, which is around 3 crores equity share capital. Then you have net worth, which is 6,300 crores as of December 31st. If you want to do a quick review, this is how you do it. General information ke andar. Look at the revenue from operations till now, revenue from operations before. All you have to do is just see whether it's growing. Okay, 4660 to 13125, good growth, to 26, very good growth. Okay, that means revenue is growing. Don't have to go too much into it. Loss, okay, massive loss. So this is a loss-making company. Obviously, if it's a loss, they won't have something known as earnings per share. They don't have equity. EPS is not there at all. So if you look at their EPS, earnings per share, it's horrible. They don't have only. Okay, you saw this basic information. You don't have to go too much into this because financial information will go separately into deep. Okay, so we'll keep going down. Then you come to something known as summary of outstanding litigation. Okay, this basically means that what are the different type of cases on this company. You can see this is usually good to see, because if there are too many cases, then it's something wrong with the company which might affect the company in the future. So your shareholding might get affected also. So that is something you need to watch as well. Okay, you keep going. Look at this. There's one. Okay, if you look at litigation against our directors, against the Zomato director, There is one civil proceeding that is there, number of cases, and the amount involved is 275 crores. I don't know what this litigation is, but there is 275 crores litigation on this. Again, we don't know what it is. We will see that later. Okay. Now, if you look at another summary of contingent liabilities that the company has, does the company have any debt? Ideally, this company does not have so much debt, but they have one thing known as payment of service tax on sales by foreign branches and subsidiaries. So they need to do this payment. 92 crores of payment has to be done. Again, small amount in the grand scheme of things, so you don't have to see too much about it. Then this is also very important. Related party transactions, RPT. Related party transaction means, sometimes that I can own a subsidiary company, call it Shashank Ventures, and then make my existing company, say for example, Avalon is buying goods from Shashank and I'm making money on both sides. It's a related party because I'm director here, I'm director there also. So what the government says is, whenever you have something like this, you need to show any party that is anything that is related to you as a director, you need to show that. Now, if you look at this. Remuneration to keep management personnel, which is salary and other employment benefits. The salary of this other employment benefits is around 5.5 crores. Okay, this is again, if you want to read it, you can. If you don't want to read it, you can just walk away. But this is something that you can see with respect to money. See, CCPS issued. CCPS is compulsory convertible preference shares. You can keep going through that. It talks about the different subsidiaries that are there under Zomato itself. So you can look at how they have to reveal how their subsidiary under Zomato also has their financials and their own. How is everything coming up to the main company? And look at the number of companies that they have. Look at Zomato Middle East. Okay, they make money through royalty income. They make money through legal and professional fees, cross charge from affiliates. In the Middle East, they make money like that. This is Zomato in New Zealand. Philippines, if you really want to go and dive deep into seeing where they're making so much money. See, they gave some company called Catero Technologies a 15 crore loan. So you can look at all this if you want, and when you have free time, you can look at all this. But again, for me, this is not very important. I look at the first few things and I come down like this. I keep going down to check if there's anything else. Okay. Average cost of, this is not that important. Okay, look at this. Average cost of acquisition for selling shareholder. The average cost of acquisition per equity share by selling shareholder is around 1.16. The average 1.16 rupees. Again, that's not very important. That's it. Finished. Section 1 over. As soon as it's over, I click on home page and come back to this. So you saw what we did very quickly. All we did from this entire general section, we only saw this part. Summary of offer document is what we actually looked at. Quickly we came to know. Now we automatically know very quickly what is there in this IPO, what is there in this DRHP. Quick information, no wasting too much time. Got it? Now this is done. This is over. Chalo, finished. Now I want to know something else. Okay. Now, if you look at this, we already know, once we have read the summary of offer document, we already know what the basic offer document is. So there's no point going into section 3 and clicking on the offer. See, if I go to section 3 and click on the offer, it's the same information. Okay, it's the exact same information again that talks about the same thing. If you look at the financials, again, we don't need to see financials here. But see, it's bakwas information. You don't need it right now. Not bakwas, but we've already seen this information. So the next thing that I do after section 1 general, I look at summary of offer document. Immediately after that, I go to section 4, which is about our company. And this is where I spend the second most amount of time in the document. Apart, financial is the most amount of time I spend, but about our company is the second most important part in a DRHP. So only the first main thing was summary. Second main thing is you need to look at the about our company, and third would be financial information. Now in about the company, let me look at what is happening. So straight away click on our business. I want to see the business. Now let me just go down. Now see this. From here you can start reading, and this is just reading. It's beautiful information. It tells you what the monthly average users are, how many of them visited the platform. As of December 31st, 2020, we were present in 526 cities with 3.5 lakh active restaurant listings. So this is where I get all my information from. Then you go to platform offerings. Remember, we had food delivery, we had dining out, we had Zomato Pro, and we had Hyper Pure, which no one knew that it was a B2B product that they had. everything, sabka information is given here. Who are the customers, the data of the customers, delivery partners, restaurant partners, and some nice infographics also. So if you look at this, see how the infographic works. Illustrative economics of a food order. Customer Q1, customer 1, 2, 3, 4. Totally 4 people are there. See how the restaurant partner does 136. It goes to Zomato, retains 1A, sends it 245. Delivery partner goes away. This basically talks about how they do the entire process. So what is this 1, 2, 3, 4? Cost of food, net restaurant and Zomato funded discounts. Okay, 1A which Zomato retains is commission retained by Zomato less any Zomato funded discount, and 1B is amount transferred back to the restaurant. So this is basically, it talks about how everything works with each delivery. Then you talk about dining out with the number of restaurants they had. You see Hyperpure, Zomato Gold, and then to understand how Zomato Gold works, they have also given some metrics here. And look at this. See this metrics, okay? The program allows pro restaurant partners to market themselves to a select audience. As of December 31st, we had 1.4 million pro members. Now, these are pro members who are part of an exclusive paid program called Zomato Pro, which unlocks flat percentage discount for our customers at select restaurants across both food delivery and dining out. This was our Zomato Gold that we used. Now see how much money they made from that, and see how the money has been growing. In 2018, first this is called monthly average users, monthly tracked users. Then we have active food delivery restaurants. GOV is something I'm not sure what it is, but I'm assuming it's gross order value. Active food delivery restaurants. Look at the number of jump in the active food delivery restaurants. 33,000 restaurants, 94,000 restaurants, 150,000 restaurants almost. If you look at the number of orders that were being placed on a year-on-year basis, 30 million orders, direct 500% jump to 191 million orders, and then 403 million orders. Just look at this, 403 million orders on this. And if you look at their EBITDA is basically their loss, but let's not look at that. Let's look at total income plus and delivery charges collected to the extent not included in revenue. Look at the amount that they were making. This was itself in 2018 making 487. This was making 1,487. This was making 3,266.3. And now they're at 1,797 crores. So this basically, see how much it talks about the detailed information. Then they also tell you what happened to COVID, what happened when COVID was there, what happened to the gross order value when COVID had happened. Okay, they'll show you has the food delivery business has recovered strongly, the GOV growth of 91% and 43% in the second, third quarters, how they've grown. Look at this drop that you see right now here, which is because of the COVID drop that you can actually see. Then you go down, you see all the other things. Okay, then you keep going down, you'd see all these things, that so much information. This I couldn't pack in the Zomato IPO review because there's too much information that you can play. That's why this segment is the second most biggest segment that I spent a lot of time in. Look at how many partners they have. They have 161,000 active delivery partners in the month of December 2020. That means they have 161,000 people under their payroll. They follow safety guidelines. This is COVID special that you will see here. Then you look at our restaurant partners that they have. Again, more information on each. What do they do on a social responsibility? Feed My India. Keep going down. Look at the strengths. Now, look at some strengths that they have in this segment. Okay, a key company strengths. Strong network effect driven by a unique content and transaction flywheel. So basically they have everything is structured in such a way that it is a full loop. It is a proper flywheel. Then you keep going down, more content equal to more value customers equal to more customers. So they keep doing a lot of content, home delivery transactions. Again, see how this flywheel works. It's crazy. This is how the secret of Zomato sauce, they call it the Zomato secret. This is how they do. GOV retention by cohorts. Customers consistently increase their spend on our platform. We have a technology and product first approach to business. Zomato is a strong brand consumer, a brand across length and breadth of India. That is true. A long-term growth strategy. Now, how are they going to grow? Continuous focus on unit economics and growth at the same time, which is something that we all need. Advertising and sales promotion expenses as a percentage of total income. Now, look at this. In 2018, their advertising and sales promotion as an expense of the total income was 16%. In 2019, 88% was advertising of the total income. That means, bro, like almost all the money they in 2019 they pushed it into advertising. Then they reduced it by half in 2020 to 48. Now they didn't reduce it. It might be the same amount because it's percentage. Maybe their sales grew. That's also a possibility. And now it is at 22%. So the lower it is, the better for me. I mean, the better for an individual investor. Then you see the unit economics here. Beautiful representation of this, and I'm just going to walk through this because you guys can go through it when you're free, but see how this works. Next, this is where the important information of Zomato comes into the picture. Now if you look at marketing and sales, our business contracts that they have, agreements with restaurant partners, so they have agreements with restaurant partners as well, agreement with customers, delivery partners, what is their intellectual property rights, do they have any? Now you come to the other point, which is called employees. Now look at the number of employees that they have. As of December 31st 2020, we had 3,469 employees worldwide. Business enablers 727 employees, corporate function 264, partner support 335, product technology 479, sales and sales enablement 1664. Literally 50% of their staff is sales staff. Why 50% of the staff is sales staff? Because they need more and more partners coming on their channel. So they have a massive sales team. Again, we keep skimming through. Finished. Okay, go back home. Let me show you what we finished right now. Let me just show you what we finished right now. We went to about the company and we only saw our business, nothing else. We only saw our business till now. Do you agree that there was a wealth of information that was there only in our business? Massive amount of information only in our business. And it's still not even over. There's still so many things to look at. Now, again, go to the next one. This is also important because now I know what your business does. But now I want to know whether this industry is even good or bad. So then you come to industry overview, which talks about the whole industry, how it is compared to China, how it is going to grow. Look at the internet users in India, China, how that is going to grow. Everything related to market stats. If you're trying, so that's it. It's just 4 slides. Now a lot of people, I'll tell you one nice hack. If you're trying to build your own business and there is a listed company out there, you can actually go to the DRHP if it is quite new and actually look at this information. You will get free research done for this. You will actually get free research for you done. Industry research done for you for free. Next, you go to something known as key regulations and policies. This is not very important. You can actually skip this unless and until you see that the company requires a lot of regulations. This does not. So you can quickly skim through this, not required. So again, let me show you from home page only. Every time I'll show you from this. We went through our business. We went through industry overview, market opportunity. We are going to skip key regulations. We are going to skip history and certain corporate matters. I would want to go and directly see our management. I want to see who is running this company. That is what I would want to see. Now, if you look at the board of directors, see this. They have ex-PwC Kaushik Datta as the chairman. They have Aparna Ved as who's a professional badminton player as an independent director. Look at all of them, right? Because why? All these people have connections somewhere or the other. So it's good to know what connections they have. Sanjeev Bigchandani, who's a founder of InfoEdge, making a lot of money on this exit as well. SVP in Ant Financials and ex-Goldman Sachs, Douglas. Dipinder Goyal, who is the current founder, MD and CEO. And then we have Sutapa Banerjee, who's also independent director. Then you look at the management team and see what all they can, 8 years, 2 years, 3 years, who are there in this current business right now. Gunjan Patidar, who is the co-founder and CTO in Zomato. Gaurav Gupta, who's also, you might have seen in the ads, is head of supply chain and co-founder as well. So that is basically who the founders were. That's it. Then all this is again irrelevant information. Now, one thing that is very important to read and one thing that I like to usually read is in this part, when you see our management, they show you the salary of the management also. I like to read something like this just to understand what he's getting paid, right? Because you need to see whether a promoter is getting paid too much or too less. Now, if you look at the remuneration of the executive director, Dipinder Goyal ka kitna paisa mil raha hai? FY 2021 matlab this year, he's got a total remuneration of almost 2 crores a year. 2 crores a year basically amounts to 16 lakhs salary a month. Just to put that into perspective for you guys to understand, it's 16 lakh salary a month. Now, if you look at how it works, how his remuneration is split up, it basically says that 35 million per annum is the base salary. Base salary is 35 million. At the discretion of the board, there's something known as variable pay, provident fund, बाकी सब कुछ जाता है. And now finally look at this. In the terms of employment agreement, Dipinder Goyal is entitled for the following payment. Cash payment of 1.75 crores payable within 30 days of cessation of employment. And all, if something happens to him, if he leaves upon termination, what will happen if tomorrow Dipinder Goyal gets fired, or if he leaves, right? You need to know what happens there. Immediately when he leaves, he gets a check of 1.75 crores within the 30 days of his leaving period, and all his ESOPs, all his shares will be vested completely. That's what this says. So this, you can see how much he is getting paid. This is what it shows of how much you would get paid, how much the directors get paid, and all annual reports have to show how much the directors get paid. So it is a good thing to look at. Now, what else? Remuneration of non-executive directors. Sometimes they show you that also. They have, see this. Each of our independent director is entitled to receive within first with effect from 1st April. So all the independent directors who are sitting on the board will get, okay, after April 1st for an annual basis, an annual remuneration of $2.4 million, which is 2.4 million rupees, not dollars. 2.4 million rupees is basically 24 lakhs they will get just for sitting. 24 lakhs, to put into perspective, is 2 lakhs a month, and sitting fees of 0.1 million every quarter. 0.1 million every quarter per meeting for attending that. I think this is 1 lakh if I'm not wrong. So that is what they're getting, all the other people who are sitting. If you look at the shareholding of Dipinder Goyal, he has so much shares, 5.5% pre-offer. After that, he will have 5.51 when he starts off everything. So this is what you can understand from this. Again, all this now next, slightly not that important, you don't need to see. But see who all are the people who have been directed as independent director. All these independent directors are going to get 24 lakhs a year just for being independent director. Okay. Go down. Again, not important. Nothing's important. See, there's most of the documents are, it's very legally. You don't need to read so much legalish environment, right? Again, that's it. Done. That's it. Go back up. We finished offer. We finished, we finished the offer. Then we also finished our business, and we did industry overview of that. And we went to our management and looked at our management. That's it. Section 3, Section 4, Section 1 finished. To reiterate, so you don't forget, Section 1 we looked at summary of offer document. Section 3 we jumped to and said we didn't have to go through Section 3 so much because everything was looked at in Section 1. Then we jumped to Section 4 where we looked at our business, industry overview, and our management. Now what is next to look at? And you guys know what is coming up next. What is next to look at is basically financial information. Okay, so two things to look at, but I will tell you what to look at in financial information. Obviously, first thing is financial statement. Let me go directly to financial statement. Now, I usually like to look at consolidated financial statement. For that, you need to go slightly down in the financial statement to find the entire big profit and loss account. It's here. This is the profit and loss. This is the balance sheet. Let me go. Now, one by one, you need to read this. Let me zoom in for you guys. This is called Zomato Limited, formerly known as etc. etc. All of the amount are in INR millions unless stated otherwise, and this is a consolidated statement of assets and liabilities. Now this is where you will go and start reading about their loans. What do they have? What is their trade receivables? If you learn how to read a balance sheet, you will know exactly how to read this. So this is the section where you would read entirety about the balance sheet of a company. What does the balance sheet look like? And immediately below the balance sheet, if you go to the next page, you will see revenue, P&L sheet you will look at. Look at the profits that has been growing constantly. Look at how much employee benefit expense that they have. And look at these notes, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. If you want to know more about employee benefit expense, you have to go and find note number 26. So if you go to the balance sheet, sometimes you'll be like, dude, what is this amount? I don't know what this amount is. It says, this is looking, see this, other financial liabilities. Okay, last year, Suddenly there's a massive 1375 crores which is not there ever in the past. So I'm like, I want to know what this is. You have to go to note number 18 and it says this is there in that note number 18. So you go through that, you go through the P&L, then you go through cash flow because I want to see how the cash is moving in the company, what are they spending too much on, and it's good to see what they're spending too much on. See this. They already have a loss, so they don't have so much money either way. So let's look at where big chunk. I only look at big chunks. Okay, look at this. What is this? Increase. Okay, this is decrease in financial and other liabilities. That is good. That means they're paying off any liability that they have. Now, investment in bank deposits. They have around 750 crores in bank deposit right now. And if you look at this, how much they've redeemed around 831 crores. Look at this amount, the big amount. Payment to acquire liquid mutual fund units. Look at the payment that they've done. They basically invested around $1 billion in liquid fund. Obviously, that because it gets you some kind of money keeps coming back to your bank account. And proceeds from the sale of liquid fund, they made 1,700 crores only from liquid fund. And a lot of people make a lot of money from liquid fund as well. Financial activities, that means they've raised money. This is basically they've raised 4,580 crores. Here they've raised 2,264 crores. How have they raised money from financing activities? So basically look at the cash flow. Then if you really want to go more deep into it, you can see how their acquisition played. Acquisition of Uber Eats asset in India. This is their entire asset that they actually acquired. It was called Uber India Systems Private Limited. Full detail. Agar iska bhi aur detail chahiye to refer note 33A. So go more into it and figure out by ये कैसा चल रहा है. It's like a maze. Okay, and I'll show you how the notes also look. Okay, let me go back. See this. This is the notes that started. This is A, this is B, and you keep going down. Let me just keep going down and find your notes. Other equity. I'll show you how the notes look. Just to give you a sense of how notes would look and where to find this. You have to keep going down. I told you, it's like a maze. And this is where, look at this. So much information not required. What is this? Reconciliation statement part A. Again, I'll show you how notes will look. It'll be very clear that it's notes. Yeah, see, note starts here. This is notes. Okay, so basically this is 3 property and plant management that was there in your balance sheet. Uska breakup kaisa dikh raha hai? You go down intangible assets and goodwill. Uska breakup kaisa dikh raha hai? Right, and you come here, which is financial assets. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at the number of details. This is all their funding detail of the past. Who's got what? Investments. Look at all. By the way, this is very important to understand, by the way. You're always confused as to which mutual fund to buy. I'm so confused which mutual fund to buy. Sometimes you can go into big companies' annual report and see which mutual funds they are investing in. You want to go check out big companies and see where they're investing, where Infosys is investing, where TCS is investing. They have to disclose everything for you. So it's actually good for you guys to understand as well. See this. ICICI Prudential, Flexible Income Direct. Look at the number of plans that they're using. Look at this. They've put so much money. Look at the number of units and they have to disclose each and everything. Okay, so everything is disclosed. This is where you see all the other details. I'm going back to home because I don't want to go too deep into it. Now, financial information, there's one more thing you need to read. Okay, last thing that you need to read, which is very important. It is called MD&A. Management Discussion and Analysis. What is this? It basically talks about Zomato. They will tell you what is the future plans that they have, where do they want to reach in the future, and what is the vision of the founder. So this is very important to understand. What is the management discussion and the management's analysis of what has to be done. So this is what management analysis is. They keep talking about their average order value going up, cost effectiveness they want to bring on the platform. They're talking about delivery cost, technology cost, critical accounting policies, revenue recognition. Basically, they want to do a lot of money from revenue. Advertising and subscription revenue, sign up revenue, right? There's even something known as a sign up. So when they receive a sign up amount from restaurant partners or delivery partners when they sign up. So every time Zomato comes and there's a restaurant, say Udupa's Kitchen wants to come and list on Zomato, I have to give them a signing fee. Like I have to pay them to get listed on their own platform, right? Insane. But yeah, again, this is very important to understand because the management usually comes here and talks about the next few years, what they're planning to do. Now, see, there's something known as share-based payments. Our employees, senior executive receive remuneration in the form of share-based payments, whereas employee render services, they get paid on the work that they do. So this is also very important to read. Management discussion. Again, don't look at the financials. We've already done that before. Don't have to look at all this because management discussion, they have to talk about what happened to their financials as well. but they will give you more depth into what is exactly happening. So this is a good read. Okay, all this is a good read. That's it. Go back home. Go to page number 3 again, which has everything, all the other information. Now, if you look at legal matters, we don't need to look at it. If you look at offer information, we already know what the offer information is. That's it. You don't need anything else. So literally, this is a very quick way to look at how a IPO works or how a DRHP can be read. What did we discuss again? We go to general and directly go to summary of offer document. Then we don't need to do introduction because most of it is already there in the summary of offer document. This is just a extension of the offer. Then we go to about the company and we do business industry overview, and we look at our management to see the salaries of the employee and who are the directors and who are the salaries from the 3 things in about our company. Then we go to financial statements and look at 2 things: financial statements, consolidated, and then we look at MD&A, management discussion and analysis. And that is it. That is it. You don't need to look at anything else. Let me come back to main screen. Did you guys understand? I'm going to take a quick breather. Did you guys understand this entire video? Understood? Udupa's Kitchen IPO. That's not going to come anytime soon, man. But did you guys understand this entire video? Right? So, do you now realize that it is not very difficult to read a DRHP? It is quite simple to read a DRHP. It is not that difficult. And now you can easily figure out how a DRHP works. Now you don't need to go through 419 pages. You don't have to feel scared about reading a DRHP. It is very easy now for you to go read a DRHP. It's very simple now because you know everything about how to read the DRHP. Now, when you read a lot of information in the DRHP, do not take everything at face value. Because why? This is a document which is telling people, please invest in me, please invest in me. Correct? This is a document that is saying, I'm a damn good company, please invest in me. Don't take everything at face value. Do your own research, have your own brains to it. And if you're saying this looks too good to be true, this is not nice, right? Then you go into that and figure out your own information. That is what it is. Now, this was the entire video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you understood how the entire thing works. Anything that you don't understand in the DRHP, you will find it there only. Right? You have to dig deeper. If you find some weird number and you're thinking that I cannot understand this, there's something weird in this number, it's okay. You can still go inside the DRHP and find out what the problem is, find out where the issue is, and that will actually help you a lot. So this was basically a full rundown of full information about how to read an IPO document very quickly. And if you liked it, please click on the like button. People who don't like it, I do not care about you. But if you liked it, please click on the like button. Subscribe to this. Subscribe to the other channel as well. And also, for a lot of people who don't know, I think most of you all know it, but some people don't know. Every market day at 4:30, I do a session on the Avalon Scenes app. And the link is below. You can click on the link, download. You can become a creator yourself. We've opened creator access for everyone. But every market day at 4:30, I come online and do a market session for the next, for like 30-40 minutes. I do market session apart from that. So every day at 4:30, market talk on Avalon Scenes only. Link is below. So if you want to download it, come. I will see you guys soon. Maybe tomorrow at 4:30 on the Avalon Scenes apps. I will see you there. Okay. Bye. Shashank signing off.